In this video, we will walk through the basic steps required to install and uninstall the FortiClient VPN application using the PowerShell App Deployment Toolkit. I encourage everyone to reference the FortiClient VPN install and uninstall PowerShell blog post for the most up-to-date step-by-step instructions and the links to all the necessary downloads, as the information may be updated from time to time. First, we'll download the PowerShell App Deployment Toolkit. I've downloaded the zip file to the C downloads directory. Next, we'll want to remove the zone identifier from the zip file. The easiest way to accomplish this is to right-click on the zip file, select Properties, check the Unblock box, click Apply, and OK. However, since this video is all about using PowerShell, let's use that instead. We'll open Windows PowerShell by right-clicking on Windows PowerShell, selecting Run as Administrator. Enter the following command to remove the zone identifier. Now if we check the zip file properties, the Unblock button has been removed. Next, we want to extract the contents of the zip file. To accomplish that, enter the following command. As you can see, we've extracted the contents of the zip file to C downloads PADT. Next, we will enter the following commands to copy the App Deploy Toolkit and Files folders to a new folder at C downloads FortiClient. Next, we will open our browser and navigate to the FortiClient Downloads page. Under the FortiClient VPN section, select the Windows download. Open the Downloads directory to see the FortiClient VPN online installer. To extract the MSI, we will manually launch the FortiClient VPN online installer. Once the FortiClient VPN setup wizard appears, we want to navigate to the local app data temp directory. Inside the temp directory, we will find the FortiClient VPN.msi. We will copy the MSI to the C downloads FortiClient files directory. Now we can exit and close the FortiClient VPN setup wizard. Next, we want to copy the PowerShell script located on the blog post. Then we can open the PowerShell ISE, which is the integrated scripting environment. You may have to toggle this to show the script pane, and then paste the code that we copied. Then we can save the script and name it deploy-FortiClient-VPN.ps1 and save the file to the C downloads FortiClient directory. We also have the option of customizing the install using a transform file. Let's say, for example, we want to exclude the desktop shortcut during the install. First, you will need an MSI editor such as Orca or InstEd. We will right-click on the FortiClient VPN.msi, select InstEdit, select New Transform, name the file FortiClient VPN.mst, and save it to the C downloads FortiClient files directory, the same directory that the MSI is in. Under the Properties table, we will change the desktop shortcut value from 1 to 0. Go to File, Save, click OK, then close InstaEd. Okay, all the hard work is done, and now we can install or uninstall FortiClient VPN using one single PowerShell script. If you are using a software deployment tool such as Microsoft Endpoint Manager, Configuration Manager, everything inside the C Downloads FortiClient folder would be your source files for a package or application. The rest of the files in the Downloads folder can be deleted. In this first example, we'll perform a silent install without the transform file that excludes the desktop shortcut. So I will temporarily move this MST file to the desktop. With Windows PowerShell open, enter the following command to change the directory to the C Downloads FortiClient folder. Enter the following command. Logging functionality is built in automatically, so we can monitor the progress of the installation under C Windows Logs software. After a few moments, you will see the FortiClient VPN desktop shortcut appear. You'll also find entries in the Start menu, the installation directory, and programs and features in the control panel. The log file also shows us that the installation completed successfully. Now we can perform a silent uninstall simply by changing the -deployment type parameter from install to uninstall. Again, we can monitor the progress with the log file. We can see that the uninstall has completed successfully. However, there is a reboot pending. In this next example, we will include the transform file to exclude the desktop shortcut, and this time we'll use the interactive deploy mode that will show dialogues including progress and balloon tip notifications. Okay, we can see that the installation has completed. We can see entries in the Start menu, the installation directory, and programs and features in the control panel. We can also verify that the installation completed successfully in the log file. Now we can perform an interactive uninstall simply by changing the deployment type parameter from install to uninstall. We can see that the FortiClient VPN application has been successfully uninstalled, and we can confirm this in the log as well. I want to point out a couple areas of the script for clarification. The pre-installation phase will check for any previous versions of the FortiClient VPN application and will remove them, regardless of the version. There's also a check for pending reboot. Chances are when you remove a version, it will prevent a new version from being installed without a reboot occurring. So I put in this check for a pending reboot, and it will write to the log and let you know if there's a restart required, and that's what's causing the installation to fail. Also, if you're using interactive mode, it will present the user with a message telling them that a restart is required, and I will demonstrate that now. Okay, so as we can see here, I currently have a version of FortiClient VPN installed. So now I'm going to run an interactive install and show you the pending reboot prompt. We can see we are presented with a notification letting us know that a system restart is required. We can also see in the log file that the previous version was uninstalled, and there's also a message indicating that a system restart is required. For more free PowerShell scripts, check out silentinstallhq.com. Thank you so much for watching.